Hello and welcome to Hearts of Yokai, which is a PbtA drift hack of Changeling the Lost, which has gone several degrees over. A couple sessions ago, there was an incident, and last time we followed up from that incident. And we are dealing with our characters kind of in the aftermath of that. I'm going to maybe hard frame us a little bit here at the beginning as to where you are after that. There's a number of things are mentioned as wishes. Filling out the Sunken track, doing support scenes, RP, quiet time, and especially because I notice everybody has at least two of their moods marked, and we had something we haven't discussed yet, but Lord Bloom has marked drained, which is sort of a third potential track. So we'll talk about what's involved with that. So I want to frame us up. The decision generally was not to immediately go back to the theater, but you wanted to go someplace safe. So I think we can assume that you all have a fallback, a place that you all can gather, whether it's an abandoned place or whether you have a contact who can provide that space for you. Scale, what is that place? What kind of location?
I think maybe it's a slightly rundown or at least outwardly unloved like beach house. One
Okay.
of these small houses just for like day trippers or whatever at the beach. Maybe going back to the glory days of this town when it was really busy.
Yeah, those have become less and less interesting to people, and the elements have worn down on them a little bit here. We're also well into the off season for the beach, given that we are in autumn to winter. Uh, Squeak Tune, uh, does somebody live there and let you in, or is this a place of your own, or something else?
Um, let's let's say that it's a place of our own.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a place you found. You kind of dropped off the records. You're able to get in there. Uh, what, Lord Bloom, what resource does this beach house offer that is useful or important or just interesting right now?
Huh. Um, I think it's warded, but not maybe primarily like intentionally warded. It's
Okay.
kind of like a little bit adrift in reality. So it's difficult to find if you haven't been invited.
It, given how close it is to the water, we can assume that there's a certain amount of this house that kind of bleeds into the undertow,
Yeah.
and has that kind of aspect to it. Uh, Mirage, uh, let's say there's a space or a room or something in the undertow itself that is attached to this house. What is that place or thing that is there?
It's a boat, I think. Like one of these old, not a gondola, but something similar without a sail or something, but it's really beautiful, made of some gray wood, and we have never gotten it to actually move. Well,
It's kind of beached there,
yeah.
in the undertow, but
Yeah.
it does create a kind of a space that you can actually go to step out from the real world to
Yeah.
hide if you need to. So Lord Bloom, we've described the draining is kind of overtaxing your powers, overusing them. What does that look like, you think, when Lord Bloom has like kind of like used too much of their magic?
I think he becomes a paler, but more like faded than like sickly pale.
Okay.
He loses a bit of his color, and it extends a bit to like his clothes and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Let's go around. Did anybody get an advance last time? Scale?
I did, but I was very boring, and I just bumped fear up by 1.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Lord Bloom, did you get an advance?
I took the glamour thing at the start of last session.
Okay, that's right. And Squeak Tune, what about you? Oh, that's right. You took the Hedgemaster.
Yeah, I leveled out last time and took it.
Okay. And you are at 4 out of 5 on sinking. So we're getting working on that. And Mirage, you got an advance. So what did you take?
I took cracks in the surface. I think I will sink a little faster now.
Okay. Excellent. So this is a chance for you to catch your breath, to help each other, to clear those elements. So Scale, let me start with you. What is a scene that you want to call, that you want to start with? And I imagine that like it's a grayish day here. The wind is probably catching off of the ocean. Probably hear the sound of various loose doors from changing rooms and things down the beach that are kind of, got caught and are slapping, maybe just a little mist of rain. So the sand outside is particularly unpleasant to walk on. So what do we see of you?
I think I'm sitting on the step just outside and slowly building a fire from driftwood that we've kind of gathered on the walk here.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe like there'll be a kettle or something that goes on, but it's kind of a focus point for us to just sit down and warm ourselves, or just while away a couple of hours.
Do you think is there like a portable for that, or do you have like a little fire pit? Think.
I think it's a good old fashioned campfire
Okay.
we're building here. Yeah.
All right. So who do you want to interact with?
I wonder if Mirage is a fan of the fire, given that they spend a lot of the time at the hearth back in the theater.
Yeah, I think they still don't like the cold. They're very nervous though because of these flying blades. So they keep kind of getting in and out of focus, like their dream that's starting to vanish and then comes back again. But they're huddling close to the fire and they're trying to help, I guess. Probably making things worse.
Maybe I'm using the sword with a capital S to flake some of the wood to make this fine sawdust that'll catch fire very quickly. So.
Oh, I remember I got one of these too, right?
Yes.
Oh, I'm still holding it. It's like the most real thing about me. Yeah, I will help you. I think you can see that Mirage somehow knows how to hold a sword at least, but they're very skittish about the whole thing. Like,
I mean, everyone knows how to hold a sword, you know.
yeah.
I mean, this is what scale will say. Even Lord Bloom.
Well, I don't know where I learned it, but I think I was in some place where there was a lot of sword fighting and drama, I think.
Drama.
I don't know. Yeah, it all froze though. They all freeze in the end.
I don't remember much drama with the sword fights I got into before.
It was always like somebody's honor was insulted and somebody's heart was broken, something like that.
There's a lot of that going around.
It's a lot like.
There's a lot of that going around.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody's heart was broken, but probably. Really, I mean, I don't know. I don't know where these swords are coming from. I mean, they come from the dreams, but then these dudes they called it, but should this exist and outside of the dream space? Probably not. Waves it around a little.
I mean, should we? Right.
True. I think you should. You were human once, weren't you?
If I remember correctly.
It kind of feels like you are.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel very human on the street fighting in the jungle.
Yeah, but have you ever, when you were around here in the city, have you ever felt human?
Yeah, from time to time.
Um,
But it's, I don't know, things sitting in the trap room, knocking a ball against the wall, you know, nonsense. Nonsense feels human to me.
Okay, I wouldn't know.
But you know, I mean, we all have our different flavor of nonsense, right? I mean, squeak tunes and the ridiculous bottomless pockets of scones and, you know, Lord Bloom's desire to be seen at every party and, you know.
Lord Bloom is very, very easy to look at, I think. I mean, he's pretty.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's what makes us more human, but sometimes you seem pretty human to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Like right now when you're afraid that you're not human enough, like that seems pretty human.
I don't know if I'm afraid. I just don't remember anything about being human. I'm afraid that I've never been human. I don't know if I'm afraid of that. It's just confusing. I'm just confused about a lot of things.
Yeah. You might have come to the wrong guy to give you some deep, meaningful thoughts on existence.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't need deep, meaningful thoughts. I need someone to be straight, I guess. Because most of the things I feel are very, very nebulous and unclear, and you're not.
Okay. Thanks, I guess.
Gail, does it feel like you're trying to comfort and support?
Yeah.
I noticed you breezed by Mirage's comment about Lord Bloom there. I don't think that necessarily rises to the level of inner conflict, but I just want to point at that for later.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll come back to that one.
Yeah. Let's do your comfort and support. What do you want to roll that with?
So many options. I think. Well, we talk about fear, so I don't know if that is the right choice.
Yeah. Keep in mind that when we say what emotion you're rolling with, it could be the one you're thinking about, the one you're trying to resist, or the one that's driving you. There can be all those ways that make that emotion the thing that you're rolling with.
Yeah. So yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll roll with fear.
Okay.
And that is an 8.
Okay. So here are the choices then on that. They can clear a mark mood, or it can take +1 forward. What do you think, Mirage?
I think I will clear mood. I think I will clear fear. I think I might. I don't think being near scale will clear my anger, because feels like almost me being close to scale gives me permission to be angry.
Okay.
Because there's so much anger driving scale. At least that's how it feels to Mirage. So
It's the default gear. Yeah.
Yes. So let me cut from that. We may come back to that, but let me cut from that moment to Lord Bloom. What are you doing? Who are you talking to? What scene do you want to call?
Think I'm sitting on the porch, like watching out over the sea, and I think I can see Scale and Mirage working on the fire, and I can hear them talking, but not what they're saying. Like the words are lost in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see them talking to each other and using their swords to cut firewood, which is kind of funny. And
where is your sword?
It's leaning against like the post next to the like the stairs up onto the porch.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in my field of view, but just like at the edge. I think I'm having a cigarette. I think I'm smoking.
So what would you like to do? What do you want to interact with or engage with here?
Well, I mean, Squeak Tune could step out onto the porch, maybe sit down and talk for a bit.
Squeak Tune, how is it that you appear to interact with Lord Bloom there?
I can rise from the waves. In the same clothes that I went to the party with, and then some of the pockets burst. So it's like a fancy-ish black outfit with pockets in it. And then just suddenly bursting out of the water with a fish in my mouth. My hair just like plastered.
Is it a real fish, or is it something you grabbed out of the hedge or out of the undertow?
Oh my gosh. That's a real fish.
Okay. So you've got this real fish kind of, we'll see you move back up towards the group.
Yeah, I'll shake the fish. Crack, it's fine. You know.
And so Lord Bloom, you see Squeak Tune approaching.
You've got our dinner there.
Drop it. And then kind of remember that, you know, my hands are for grabbing and manipulating things. And just kind of like my eyes like focus on Lord Bloom, like we are in a conversation now. Yeah, yeah. We can eat this. I can share.
Might be quite good. Roast it over the fire once Gale and Mirage get done with that, unless they cut their hands off.
They cut their hands off.
No, I just gesture like we holding the cigarette and gesture towards where they're like work cutting wood with their swords.
You know, Lord Blue, we have a lot of swords now.
We do, and there seem to be even more of them that we don't have.
Do we want all of the swords?
I don't know. Feels they don't feel right to me. This feels like, and he glances at the sword like kind of suspiciously. This feels like something to do with the tape.
I'll sit down by you and just absentmindedly using my sharp, like again, sharp and long, uncomfortably looking. It looks uncomfortable. Sharp and long nails to I guess was it like
descale?
Yeah. Descale the fish just absentmindedly while we're having this conversation. You know, when you were holding the sword, you felt different, Lord Blue.
Yeah, I felt different to me as well. But that's why I'm worried.
Yeah, you weren't a flower when you held the sword. It's like you became sharp. And it was kind of scary.
Well, right then, suppose I was trying to be scary. So, but I understand what you mean. I enjoyed holding that sword a little bit too much.
So I'll flick up the scales and then reach over tentatively towards the sword, just watching you to see how you respond.
Yeah, I don't move to stop you. Like I watch your hand, and then kind of like gesture again, like take it if you want.
Lord Bloom, would you please roll inner conflict?
Sure, sure. Think this is calm. Like I'm at least trying to be calm.
Yeah.
That's a 7.
Hey.
Do you get XP for inner conflict or
Yes. So here's your question for you, because you will feel this pang as despite yourself, as Squeaktoon reaches for that blade. Do you pick up the blade and walk away, or do you mark calm and kind of keep yourself there?
ooh? I'm going to mark calm.
Okay.
I feel like it's a struggle, but I'm afraid of the hold the sword has. I'm more afraid of the hold of the sword than losing the sense of power it gives.
So Squeaktoon, do you touch the sword, take the sword, pick up the sword?
My nail grazes the pommel of the sword, and it makes this high pitched squeaking sound. And it's this whole time my eyes are just focused on Lord Bloom. What do you look like?
I think I am like sitting very still, but visibly, like in my stillness, visibly restraining myself. Like I'm sitting very still, but I'm intentionally sitting very still. It's not relaxed at all. And I think my eyes are like absolutely locked on the point where your nail touches the pommel of the sword.
Yeah, that feels like permission.
Yeah.
I knock the sword back, so if it falls.
It weirdly makes no sound when it hits the porch. Like it falls and you expect to hear the kind of thud and clatter of it, but it makes no sound. But it definitely falls and is laying there.
Lord Bloom, do you want to be powerful?
Oh, that's a complicated question. Some people desire power for its own sake, for the no, wait, I sorry, I need to rewind that. Huh. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out how much Lord Bloom understands of his own of his own inner workings here.
Do you want
Certainly
me to
avoided.
say?
Yeah. Oh, go on.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say you've certainly avoided counseling.
I can say something, and then
yeah.
then you can respond to that. Maybe see how that rolls. Sorry, this cat fur. Yes, Squeaktoon leans forward, and it's just like weirdly intense. I mean, I guess they're often weirdly intense, but they're very sincere in this moment. I don't want power. You know that the more power you have, the more like them we become.
Ooh,
Humans are weak. Being weak is like being human, isn't it?
that that that's interesting. Um, I think Lord Bloom kind of not dismisses that idea, but there's power you use to control others, to dominate and to rule, and there's power you use to keep yourself safe and keep those you care about safe. And I don't think those are the same thing.
But Lord Bloom, anyone that you know that is powerful, it changes them, doesn't it? It's like that sword. You start believing that you are the wielder instead of just yourself.
That's going to, yeah, that takes Lord Bloom aback a bit. I don't think he has thought about it in that way.
Gaslit by Squeak Tune.
Maybe, or maybe it's a truth. That's just in a different mode. You're muted, Lo.
Let me cut there for a second. Let you hang on that line, and let's come back to Mirage and Scale. Mirage, where are you at in this conversation, or what are you doing? You've been chatting with Scale, and you can definitely see Lord Bloom and Squeak Tune are chatting up on the porch. What do you do? What do you say?
I think I look over and see Lord Bloom and see that he looks, let's say, maybe rattled a little. Is that a fair description? So I think what I will do is what I think will help people's being rattled. Maybe I will get some of the I will make a tea. Yes, I will make a tea, and then I will take it over to where Lord Bloom and Sweet Tunes are, and of course I will obviously share with Scale too. But I want to bring it to Lord Bloom. That is pretty obvious, and I probably won't forget Squeak Tune, but I want to bring it to Lord Bloom because he's pretty and he looks rattled, and the tea helps, I think. So I will walk over there, and when they notice me, I will then offer and say, it's the weather. It's kind of wintry, and maybe you want something warm. You look a little. One of your flowers looks a little wilted.
Oh, yes, thank you. And he puts out the cigarette, and I think there's like a flower pot that's just half full with cigarette butts that he puts it in there. and he takes the tea, and I think he's kind of fussing a little bit with it, like adjusting the cup and stirring it and taking sugar in it that he maybe doesn't usually do, at least not this much, and kind of like distracting himself with dealing with the tea.
Well, I think Mirage wants to say something about the whole sword thing, but I don't think they actually kind of find the nerve. So they play nervously with their own sword. Probably not even notice that. No, they probably don't even notice that they're doing it, which is weird because this is a big ass sword and Mirage is not that massive, right?
Is it obvious that Mirage has a different kind of expression when talking to Lord Bloom?
I think I'm not different than usual, I think, but yeah, there is this bit of longing, I'd say, when they talk to Lord Bloom.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. And it's there like all the time, or just more so right now, do you think?
I think it's more so right now because Mirage is still pretty rattled and is looking for comfort and maybe not precisely the right place, or maybe it is the right place. It's hard to say. It's also still weird how much more real the sword looks when compared to Mirage.
Okay. Okay, so Squeakton stares at Mirage for this whole interaction, and then grabs like a stick and spears the fish, and just holds it over the fire, not really sure what to do with the fish over the like where maybe it's like really close, so it's almost immediately like starting to singe. And then with her other hand, she'll just reach over and just like put it on one of Lord Bloom's hand and just like stares at Mirage to see how Mirage responds.
Let me just check this thing. There's a confused, I think. Looks at scale briefly. But yeah, I think that's mainly confused because looks over to scale, looks at you, looks at Lord Bloom, and wonders how everybody will react. Looks at the fish. Oh, and then because from the dreaming, probably will draw some sauce for the fish, just to have something to do.
Yeah, I think Lord Bloom I withdraw my hand, not like immediately and not like in a like aggressive or rude way. It's just that, oh, now I need to hold my teacup in both hands and I need to stir the tea. So I need both my hands over here.
Yeah, that makes Mirage happier than it should. For whatever reason. It can't really. What I'm wondering is, when I talk to you, I try at least to help you out a little because you look like you were rattled and maybe the tea helps.
Yeah,
that might trigger a move.
Yeah.
I probably feel it, but
what do you want to roll support with?
Let me see. Oh, I rarely roll stuff with calm, but in this case, I think that's kind of appropriate, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have forgotten that dice, of
Dun, dun,
course.
dun.
It's a 5.
It's a 5.
Yeah.
So
And I do not have any bonds that I can throw at that.
Mirage, I'm gonna narrate something that happened
Mhm.
physically. I'll let you take from there. So I think there is a bit where maybe you kind of sit down a little bit closer by Lord
Mhm.
Bloom. I think there is this moment. You've got your blade in the one hand, and I think your other hand just reaches over and touches that other blade, the blade that Lord Bloom had. And I think there is a and now there's only one blade, the blade that you're holding. And it looks a little bit different.
Ooh, look at that. I'm sorry, Lord Bloom. I didn't mean to absorb your sword due to it. Not. I want to roll in a conflict now because I kind of want to give it to Lord Bloom, and I also kind of want to keep it.
Yeah. Well, you get mark XP for the miss,
Uh-huh.
and then let's have you roll that inner conflict. And then I want to get Lord Bloom and Squeak Tune's reaction.
Yeah. I roll inner conflict with in that case, power. Power sounds what I will roll it with.
Okay.
No, I do not make the. Hey, dice roll. What did I ever do to you? Come on. I
So the
don't need
good
that
news
many
is
XP.
you get to mark that XP. The bad news is that when you say that, I think you will, in your heart, realize that it's a lie. And you're not sorry. And I think that both Lord Bloom and Squeak Tune will hear that, and they can hear in your voice that you are not sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Something beyond yourself has shifted that for you.
Yeah, that is very fair. And look, my hand on that sword, it looks pretty real now.
Yeah. Squeak Tune, let's come to you, and then let's come to Lord Bloom. Squeak Tune, what's your reaction to this moment here? A little bit of comforting, you're kind of watching, and then whoosh, and then this.
I look over at Lord Bloom because this is exactly what I just said.
Thing again, Lord Bloom is torn between no longer having access to that power and also no longer being forced to resist the temptation.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I can no longer eat that magnificent cake I wanted to eat. That would be bad for me, but it's because someone threw it on the floor and stomped on it. So
at risk of making us all just continuously roll inner conflict,
yeah,
I think
yeah,
I'm going to have you roll inner conflict here.
yeah. I was thinking that
Yeah,
too,
this is a
and I
slightly
think
different engagement.
yeah. This is anger,
Okay.
or is it power? Ooh, it's about power. I think I have to roll with power.
Okay.
13.
So what do you think would be the best reaction for Lord Bloom in your mind, Ondish? Like, what is detaching from that and not be the best thing? Does that feel all right to you?
Yeah, I think put the teacup down, and I kind of put it between myself and Squeak Tune, just not consciously, but still like creating that tiny little barrier, because she got to me, and that's kind of I need some protection. And I put my hand on Mirage's arm, the one she's holding the sword with.
They.
They're holding the sword with, and it's yours now. Wield it carefully.
And Mirage draws back a little as you reach out, but lets you touch them, and then nods and then stares basically at the sword in their hand, like, what's that doing here?
Quick-tune, you see Lord Bloom take command of his temptation and like let go.
I'm very impressed. I'm also a bit nervous about Mirage. What does Mirage smell like? Does Mirage smell like the way that Lord Bloom did when they were...
You said you became a little more real with the sword. Has anything else changed there?
I think maybe you can smell a little of that metal now, because before you couldn't. It's not like Mirage had any great smell at all. Actually, it's like snow, maybe. Yeah, that's what Mirage usually smells like, fog and snow.
But now you said it was like a tint of metal.
There's a hint of metal in that,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. I shrink back a little. And because Mirage feels more threatening now, I perceive that Mirage wants to spend time with Lord Bloom and leave. I acquiesce to threat. And I don't know what I do with the fish. Maybe
I mean, I think maybe when you stuck the fish in the fire initially, maybe the drama has distracted you. So I've taken care of that. You know, I'm turning it over on the fire, completely classically scale, oblivious to the drama, like 2 feet behind his back.
Yeah, I think there's a smell of the fish. Maybe in the distance, the smell of like popcorn and caramel corn cellar down the beach a little bit. Kind of choice do you want to which do you want to do? Do you want to sit down by scale? Do you want to take your fish? Do you want to go get something else? What do you think, Squeak Tune?
Oh yeah, I'll sit down by scale. I'll sit on the side of scale where scale is in between the others and me. Well,
right.
Specifically Mirage and me.
Okay. Scale.
What was that all about?
Well, Mirage smells different.
I'll kind of look over. I mean, they were worried they weren't, human enough or at all. But when they brought Lord Bloom the pot of tea, that was like crushingly human.
They want Lord Bloom, I think, but they want the sword more. I think.
I mean, obviously these swords are flying around the place, so it's not like they're not doing damage by themselves, but really it's the people holding the swords that you got to be afraid of. I mean, not like Mirage or Lord Bloom, but you know.
It may
You get
be
me?
speak to that you notice that as Scale says that he's probably not even aware that he has that sword in his hand.
I look down at the sword. I look back up at your face.
I'm going to cut off the head of this fish now, unless you think that's an abomination. You just want to eat it whole. Can I fillet it?
Okay.
Are you feeling okay?
I'm scared.
Oh, what are you scared of? I mean, I know what happened earlier was kind of scary, but we're safe now.
No, Scale. When you were taken. When I was taken. They gave me power. They told me that they made me stronger, and so I obey.
That's not the way I see it.
Do you think that you got the power yourself?
They didn't give us power. They used us as tools. We did what they wanted, right? They made us like this to fulfill a very particular mission or role. But we're not doing that anymore, are we? Mostly not doing that.
When something gives us power, it wants something. It demands something.
Yeah, like that. What's his face? Tapper Din, right? He's misusing his authority or whatever it is to force you to do things.
Well, that's different. I owe them a debt.
Which mysteriously never disappeared whenever you did things. Not that we're like hopscotch pulled. Well, I don't know. She obviously knew what she was doing when she called me to warn me that you were in trouble, and she made very sure that I knew that I owed her. Right. I don't like it, but it's different from what Tapperdin did to you.
Scale, are you mad at me?
Am I mad at you? No. I just, I'm mad at other people, and you're talking to me, so maybe it just spills over. I don't know. I'm definitely not mad at you. Why? Like, why do you think I would be mad at you?
I don't know. You
Hmm.
just seemed upset when you were talking about that.
Yeah, because of those other assholes. I'm mad at them. If you do something that makes me mad, you'll know about it for sure. You won't have to ask.
Will you hurt me?
I hope not. No, I won't hurt you.
Okay, I
Ask you,
believe you.
are you trying to comfort and support Scale?
Now
do you
I am.
think? Yeah, okay. Yeah. What do you want to roll that with?
Interesting. Sorrow.
Okay. Have your roll.
What's my sorrow? Oh yeah, 7.
So, Scale, you may clear a mood.
I mean, anger makes the most sense
Mm-hmm.
because I'm definitely not angry and a little bit bemused that that was tough. But yeah, I think anger maybe.
I think we'll kind of pull the camera back a little bit, maybe a little bit more rain coming down, a little bit more overcast. And I think we're going to go to our first break here. And we'll come back in 10. And I think we might like cut forward, an evening, a night passes.
Could I do a brief thing before that?
100%.
I think as we're sitting around the fire and eating this fish, Lord Bloom says, and I think it's been like quiet for a little while, and he's lighting another cigarette, and I know for some of you, when you were taken, you were the ones who took you, they turned you into tools or servants. They wielded their power through you. For me, what little power I had as a man of some station and limited means, all of that was taken away from me. I was not used to control. I wasn't used to hurt or destroy or create. I was an object. I was a decoration. I was something to look at. And when that wasn't interesting anymore, I was discarded. That's my experience with the takers. and the way they use their power.
So I think that hangs there in everyone's mind as we go to that next day. There's a question of whether you want to call scenes with PCs present or with NPCs, or should we have a little group meeting to talk about next steps? Okay, I see some nodding there. There is what passes for a breakfast nook here in this place, a little table, some mismatched chairs, benches, but you can go and get eggs and fresh bread and a few things. And so we have a breakfast that's laid out for you in the morning. The sun is a little less overcast. And the four of you are able to talk about what comes next. Squeak Tune, what are you saying to the group, or are you holding your silence here as a kind of like you can tell that maybe this is okay, now we decide what to do next?
I'm pretty quiet.
Okay.
There is food present to be gathered.
Accumulated in pockets. Mirage, what about you?
Mirage is not usually the one to step forward, but they're worried, like really worried. Lord Doom's words just like disturb them because the memory of the takers is too close. And yeah, so they will play with the food. Absentmindedly spear a kind of an egg on the sword for whatever reason, and then they will say, what are we going to do about this whole thing? If we just let it hang, then this might leave the whole community very vulnerable to some of it. If this lifts the sword, if this is not just a stupid mistake by someone reaching beyond their means, then this is maybe something that wants to take down this community. And should we let that happen? Just run?
I share your concerns, and I think we have to make that choice. Do we run, or do we stay and try to protect the others as well as ourselves?
Well, let's not forget that probably in the eyes of most of the court, you or we are chief subjects or suspects rather of murder. So maybe we've got another thing to worry about. But I would suggest we walk back in and say what happened and how we helped, because those punkists, cultists, yeah.
Big tunes.
Good, yeah. Agreed.
Mirage? You want to stay and fight, even if it means putting ourselves in more danger, or you want to leave?
Sorry, who are you asking?
Mirage, sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, that wasn't clear.
oh, okay, yeah, that wasn't clear. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to cause the downfall of the community, even though I feel I've done things like that before, not willingly, but you know. But this is not the Snow Queen who's coming. This is somebody else, and I don't know. Maybe we can fight them. Maybe we can find others maybe to fight them, because I certainly couldn't holds the sword a little more aggressively while saying that, which is weird, but it's maybe just the hand. And if I mean they are blaming me, right? Because I was running, and if I don't want you to drag you all down with me, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I think this is a decision we make together. We stay together, and if that means staying or that means going, either way, we don't abandon each other.
Don't. Thank you. That means something.
Again,
I mean,
just like
if you
looking between Mirage and Lord Bloom.
Yeah, Mirage almost looks like they want to kind of hug Lord Bloom, but they don't really dare to do anything that forward, right? And also, they look like they're really fighting for their reality here. Like they're like kind of almost fraying. The only real thing is around the sword, maybe around the eyes, because that they feel right now like a lot.
Okay, I'll lean back so that I assumed that I was sitting beside Mirage, so that I can lean back like this, and then I'll just push Mirage towards Lord Bloom. Is this a roll?
Yeah. What do you think
Can I
that
roll
is?
comfort and support?
Yeah.
or prompt inner turmoil.
Yeah. I think comfort and support. I think your intent is there. So let's read it that way. What do you want to roll that with?
Let's see. What do I have? Calm? I'm calm.
Sure. Okay. Are you trying to comfort Lord Bloom or Mirage?
I'm pretty sure it's Mirage.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, Steve. I have to say, so that's the joke that we have in our group. We've had for 20 some years, is when someone drops their dice, all of us say simultaneously, God, Steve. It's a long joke, because our friend Steve dropped his dice like in serial form one game, like 5 times, and it has stuck around to the point where I've been to stores, gaming stores in other areas of the area, where I've heard them using that phrase, none of us are there. It says it has spread
Oh my
So
gosh. This is what Steve will be remembered by. Wow.
exactly.
What an honor.
Yeah.
I rolled a 7.
You rolled a 7. So you may clear
Yeah, Mirage.
Mirage.
Do you feel supported? By my shove?
Anchored strongly to that sword, which is very real.
Yeah. I think I need to roll in a conflict here. I think I do, but it's and I think I will roll that again with power to see if I can
clear your anger first.
I clear my anger first. Fine.
Yeah.
I'm not angry.
Yeah. And then let's have you roll that inner conflict. You may hear them picking up leaves in the distance, by the way. That's the sound. There's a rumbling.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Oh, they may be picking up the leaf pickup truck is running around. So you may hear that in the background.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know. It's an 11.
It's
11. Thank you.
You will absolutely keep it together there.
Then I let her push me, and I will keep control of the sword, and nothing bad will happen. The sword is far away from Lord Bloom, and I will get pushed. I don't think I can fight that, and I will maybe stay there a little.
Okay. I'm just putting context. My intention with the push is so that your bodies will collide. If not collide, at least touch.
Yeah, and I will stay in this involuntary hug. At least a little, unless, of course, Lord Bloom just pushes me away violently at the first moment. And then I will stay a little too long before moving away.
Yeah, I think Lord Bloom catches you and like tries to steady you and looks a little concerned, like you're suddenly stumbling.
Sorry.
No, don't worry about it. It's been an emotional couple of days for all of us. And he like makes sure that you're steady before letting go.
Yeah, and I know that it was somebody who pushed me. I'm pretty sure who it was, but I don't want to give it away at that moment. And also, I look at you, and I think I'm a little shorter. I'll look up and I say, "You don't look. I mean, this was a lot for you, right? I can somehow. I can feel that. And is there anything I can do to help?"
Lord Bloom kind of half smiles, and I should be thanking you for removing the temptation and helping me see what I was on the verge of becoming. I hope you will wield that sword more carefully than I would.
I don't know if I would do that. I've never had any power like that. It was actually mine. So I don't know. Thanks for saying it. Probably somebody will come and take it from me, I imagine.
Well, we don't know what happens if you hold both that sword and Scale's sword.
No.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to comfort and support here.
Okay. What do you want to roll that with?
But I want comfort and support. Somebody needs to comfort and support you, my
Yeah.
friend.
Because right now, they are cleared on their
I'm pretty
elements.
fine.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just a mess.
Just a mess in general, and not
Yes.
I mean,
mechanical.
yeah.
Yeah, I will gladly take some comfort and support because I kind of need it.
Yeah.
You want
I
to roll
know.
that, Mirage?
I will. And I will roll it. I think in this case, I will roll it with actually fear because I'm afraid for you. Because you look like, as I said, you don't look super good.
Mhm. So was that the roll?
Yeah, no, it was not. See, I cannot help Lord Bloom. It's a 6. I wish I had a bond. I really do. I wish I had a bond.
Can I can I try to support?
Well, we can help, right?
Yeah, you
We can
can.
help by
Yeah.
helping.
You can support by to get a +1 forward if you want to try that.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
person can do that.
Oh, did you want to do a scale? Or do you want I don't mind.
Maybe is it more fictionally appropriate for Squeak Tunes, given that you're doing the whole matchmaking thing?
Oh yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind either way though.
Let's
Okay.
have you roll Squeak Tune.
Okay, my hand's still there on Mirage's back. That's my support.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. It's with calm still. I feel pretty calm. This is a 9.
9. So may clear one of those moods there, Lord Bloom. What do you want to clear?
I'm going to clear calm.
All right. To have that tableau. Yes.
Sorry. Could I also actually spend my bond with Barrage to bump my support roll to a 10?
Yes,
and
you
then
could.
Unmark joy.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
So Scale, where are we at? What is it that you want to be doing now? Who are you talking to? Where are you going? What are you proposing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm standing up because obviously the conversation is over, but I'm not sure what the conclusion is. So say, if you all want to run, I will run with you. I hit this town anyway, right? But if we want to stay and make our case and help out some people who are staying behind, then that's cool too. I just like we should do it now.
Ally.
I think we're staying.
Yeah.
Right?
Seems to be affirmative.
Okay, so
what next? Who do you call? What do you do? Where do you go?
So there was maybe Lowell. We need to find out who is currently ruling the town because there was a handover, or at least there was supposed to be a handover.
Yes.
Ghostbusters, exactly.
So who are you calling to ask?
I mean, I think it should be hopscotch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you will call back hopscotch. They will pick up. Scale. Are you and your cadre safe?
we're all safe. We've taken care of the people who did that, rather. And we're wondering, we should probably come back in and explain matters. Who's running the show now?
Oh, you took care of the people that killed Royal and Spinning Jenny?
Yep.
Okay. Well, you will probably want to go and explain that to the new Lord of Tides, who right now, because of old policies, is still in charge until some rituals can be done.
Who's the lucky fella?
Lean and Hungry Mike is in
Course he
charge
is.
of the Court of Tides right now. He stepped up and has been managing things. There's some people who I would not have expected who seem to be pleased with that, and some people who are not so pleased with that.
What can you do?
I turn with the wind.
Well, we know that. Okay, well, you know where to find me when you're...
Actually, no, I don't, given that you and your friends have gone into hiding. I have no idea where you are, and I certainly haven't heard from you.
Okay, well, we're going to show up at the Court of Tides and explain ourselves. I guess unless Habitual First wants to be briefed first.
Why?
Well, hey, if you want to ask me to come in, then I'll do that favor for you. We're going to the Court of Tides.
She says, be very careful.
I'm not sure how I shrug on the phone, but you know.
Yeah, I think she can feel the shrug through the phone there effectively.
Be careful. Story of my life, I say, hanging up. This is a cheap enough phone that I think everyone overheard that, you know.
Yeah. It has no volume control.
On Scale or Scale's phone. Okay.
I also want to talk to my bestie, Autumn's Veil. Autumn's Veil would help us.
Do you give her a call?
Yeah. I text her. The way I call her, actually.
Oh, so you text her?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Help.
Text. Gasp. Where are you?
By the ocean.
There's a lot of ocean.
Yes.
Are you safe?
Yes.
Is Lord Bloom safe?
Yes.
I can help you. I have a friend.
Okay. I'll come find you.
And she'll like say, meet me at this place.
It's a thumbs up.
Okay.
And then I'll I guess I'll turn to Lord Bloom because Autumnsvale loves Lord Bloom. And I'll say, I'm gonna go talk to Autumn's Veil.
And I think like Lord Bloom. Oh, I think this is inner turmoil again because he's now with his new realization is understanding that, oh crap, he's been a real jerk to her and hasn't really like he hasn't had that perspective on the relationship before. Yeah, I have to roll.
What do you want to roll that with?
It's sorrow, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorrow. That's a 13.
How do you keep yourself what's the decision that you make in your mind there?
So the thought process is I need to resolve my situation with her, but right now we really need her. And Squeak Tunes is good friends with her. I'll let her deal with that for now. I will talk to Autumn's Veil when I have the opportunity, but right now I just need to let Squeak Tunes handle this, and
Okay.
I will deal with it later.
Okay. So Squeak Tune, you're heading off by yourself?
I guess so. I mean, does Lord Moon just kind of like have this like cool, like just
I think
non-response?
it's like he freezes for a moment as all of this like rushes through him, and he says, "Excellent. Talk to her, and see if she can help us."
Oh, you're not coming?
I think it's better if I talk to her later.
Oh, okay. She'll be disappointed. She's always disappointed when I go by myself and you're not there. And saying that, I'll wander off.
Squeak Tune heads off. Scale, you've mentioned that you want to go to the Court of Tides.
Yeah, so I'm asking. I guess I turn around from my phone conversation, and Squeak Tunes is skittering off.
Yes.
Are we all going to the Court of Tides to explain ourselves, or is it just me? Because I'm easy.
Do you think that would be a good idea? Maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, I guess the only disadvantage to us all going is Lean and Hungry Mike doesn't, as far as I know, hate me.
Okay. I mean, I might also go and talk to tomorrow's dance, maybe. Do you think he'd be willing? I think he'd be willing at least to hear me before chopping off my head or something. I don't know if
How
he'd
reasonable.
do that. Well,
Yeah, it's possible that Scale is the only one who can go there without being in immediate danger.
Yeah, given your relationship with Lean and Hungry Mike, Lord Bloom.
Yeah, my presence would not help. That's what I think.
So where will you go, Lord Bloom?
That is a good question. I think I will go to the theater and try to see if there's anyone else keeping eyes on it, or if it is safe to go back.
Absolutely. I am proud to be part of this plan that involves all four of you going in a different direction.
Yeah,
I couldn't be happier. So let's start with Scale, who kicked off this particular chain of events.
I thought this was all about solidarity, but hey. At least I didn't do something really divisive like ask, where should we eat tonight?
I was trying to help. I'm trying to get someone to have our back when we talk to everyone.
Scale. Again, there is the Court of Tides is down the beach a ways. It has that old arcade that you know, and sort of boardwalk entertainment thing that they keep up at. And you will make your way down there. Is there anything you're doing preparation wise, or anything when you get there I should know about, or are you just walking in eyes
I'm
wide
just
shut?
rocking. I'm just rocking up. Like, I don't even do a stretch. You know, I do a neck crack. That's as much as I do.
And you will walk up and walk in, and I think, you know, when you come in, you will see questions so loud, and there are a couple of other changelings, and they stand up when you come in, and questions goes,
Hey, questions.
where are you going with that sword?
I will return that high five. You know.
Okay. This is more from a distance away, but you kind of start to that, and he goes, no. Where are you going with that sword?
Oh, I'm going to explain what happened. I mean, I can stay here and explain what happened, but I don't like to repeat myself. So,
Well, you're not going in to see the Dominus carrying that blade, I can tell you that.
okay. What should I stick it in?
You can just put it in the floor there.
Okay. So I'll take it out, and it'll. I think, like, even though I'm being casual, it is definitely like maybe they take a step back or whatever.
Okay.
And I just ram it into the floorboards.
And it goes in, like it goes. You actually kind of have to make sure you don't, like, because you know that if you let go, it would actually kind of continue to go through.
Yeah.
And he'll say, okay.
If that's not there when I come back, I'll be sticking it in someone else.
We'll see about that, won't we? And he will just you in and walk you back through the back office corridors, back to what you know is the office of the Court of Tides. And you will open it up, and the first thing that hits you is the smell of incense and patchouli. Like he's clearly redecoed here, and has that weird foul odor that kind of follows him. And you will see Lean and Hungry Mike there, and he looks up at you and kind of smiles. And I think you'll see the sword that he has.
Ooh. Yeah. That's not good.
There's a lot of that floating around, huh?
Yeah. I'm glad you brought me one.
I didn't. I've already made my opinion on that clear to your subjects. But you obviously know something of what's going on.
I do. We can make this real simple. I can certainly say that I don't think you have anything to do with what has happened.
That's true, we didn't.
And I will be glad to back that particular play if you will kindly walk away and leave that sword.
It's not a play, it's what happened. We took care of the people who did it, who put you where you are today, let's say. So there's no witnesses as to whatever you might have arranged. Although, I don't know, that might be giving you too much credit. You'll back what I say because it's true, and I'm taking the sword with me when I leave. However many people I leave alive in here is up to you.
Well, let's see how that goes. And he draws the blade out, and I'm going to cut from there.
No.
So
Nice.
we will cut to a little cafe in another part of town. She has chosen one of those places that has, you can get coffee and tea, but there's also a little kind of snack buffet there. She knows you, so she's chosen that. And when you come in, she'll wave you over and she'll go, "Oh, look at your outfit. What happened?"
Huh?
The pockets ended. There's a particular oceanic pong to your clothing as well.
Yeah, I was by the ocean. I was in the ocean, and then I was
Oh.
by the ocean.
Well, I've already ordered you tea, and I ordered you the snack buffet. So if you want to settle yourself in, and then we can talk.
Yeah, immediately get back up. Just, it's like a tornado through the snack bar.
Absolutely. Biscotti, scones, little
Scones.
French pastries and things
Scones.
there. Macaroons.
I ignore the macarons. Like anything that looks like cutesy, I don't. But anything that looks like hearty,
Okay.
I'm not really into that. And
All right. We'll come back, pockets and plate stuffed. And she'll have you sit down and she'll say, "All right, are you okay? What happened? Everyone, I couldn't find you in the aftermath of the events. And your friend Mirage ran quite quickly. There was people who were very pointing fingers, I have to say, but not you. I can't imagine you would have had anything to do with it."
yeah, it was really scary. The sword just came out of nowhere and it stabbed Mirage before, and then it disappeared, but then it stabbed it decapitated what's her name? Planet wait, no, it killed Planet Royal, and then it flew away, and then we went to chase it and we ran away, but then we went in the undertow, and then we found who threw the sword, and then they were dead already, and then they summoned it.
Mhm.
She seems genuinely puzzled about what you're saying, but she will say, "Where is the sword now?"
Um, well, you know how there are a lot of swords?
Go on.
So there are a lot of swords, and it kind of combined, but I don't know where it is now. Wait, no, I do know, but I don't think it's the same sword. Wait,
So you have more than one sword?
no, there are a lot of swords. If you walk in the land of dreams, which I haven't, but if you do, you'll see a lot of swords.
But you said they merged? You have more than one sword?
Well, I don't have the sword. Mirage does.
Ah, Mirage has the sword. Okay.
I think so.
She says, "Listen, I have a friend.
Yeah.
And they can help in many ways. They
Okay.
can clear this all up so that
Okay.
that certainly you and your friends don't take any blame. I mean, certainly no one is pointing any fingers at you. So there is a small issue. When you left that gift,
Yeah.
you didn't leave any like trace of yourself there, did you?
I don't think so.
That may not be entirely the case.
Oh. But do they like it?
Well, let me introduce you to my friend here. And she'll nod, and you will see this person walk from stand up from another table and walk over, and you will see, kind of hear like a buzzing as they come over. Very tall. You can tell that he's got his glamour up so that you can't really see what his seeming looks like, what his real face looks like. But he will sit down and he will say, I'm so very pleased to meet you, Squeaktoon. My name is Mr. Pinch.
Oh. Ow.
Would you
What
like to
is Mr.
study?
Sure. Yes, I would love to. But before I study, what does Mr. Pinch smell like?
Rotting autumn leaves. Like a wet
Okay.
pile of leaves.
Okay. Not necessarily dangerous smelling.
No.
I will I will study with joy,
Okay.
because this is Honest Vale's friend. They're probably like, they seem nice.
Sure.
Okay. 8. I have an 8.
So of an 8, so you have one hold. You may ask a question or make a declaration.
I'll ask a question.
Sure.
My question is, what does Mr. Pinch want of me?
Right now, and he'll say this explicitly, but you can tell when he starts talking, he wants those swords. He says, the swords are very dangerous. Someone has created a weapon that is flying around this city uncontrolled. I am collecting them so that we can deactivate them, so that we can remove them from this world. And I'm hoping you and your friends will be able to help me with it so we can solve this problem.
But it's a sword.
It's much more than that. They summoned this sword with a purpose, and it still possesses that purpose, and that makes it dangerous around here. And we need to get them together, pull these 13 swords together, merge them, and then send them back.
Send them back?
Yes.
But it is sword. If you send it
Exactly.
back, are there going to be no swords here anymore?
No. Send it back to the room, to the place of ideas, so that it's not a thing in the physical world.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does,
Okay.
doesn't it? You seem
Yeah.
like a bright and very competent young woman.
Yeah, I'm smart.
Absolutely. So, do you think you can help me with this?
Yeah.
Great, great. I'm very pleased. Would you like some more?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And he will sit there and smile. And I think we hear that little insect buzzing kind of turn up a little in the audio there as he smiles.
Mm,
We'll come back to you.
mm,
Mirage,
mm.
you
Sorry.
are headed out to go to talk to tomorrow's dance, right?
I guess. I mean, they
Like, what do you want to do?
always seem nice. I will go. Oh, I will take somebody else's shape probably, because I think going on my own might actually be a bad idea, which of course means I have to roll. So this is
Yeah.
absolutely a bad idea, but And whose shape will I take? I think, no, I can't be the executioner. I might run into him. Yeah, it might be somewhere Rex, right? I mean, I don't. If I get her into trouble, I wouldn't feel super bad, I
Okay.
guess. So, yep, I'll try to do that.
Let's have you roll.
Yeah. Let me see. What will I roll this with? I have a lot of stuff available right now, but I think I
Yeah.
will roll this.
We can work on that.
Yeah, I will. I'll roll it with fear because it's a 4, so yeah, appropriately enough, does not work very well.
Absolutely. You will take the form of Songbird Rex,
Mhm.
and you will head out over to the court of banners, and you will arrive there. Again, that sort of rundown Ren Fair at the edge of town. Public transport to get over there, and then walk a ways, and you will arrive, and you will see Inevitable looks at you.
Hi.
Songbird,
Yeah.
what would you say if I said that I know you're not Songbird Rex?
What a delightful prank you play.
And stands there kind of in your way and says, well, that is what I am saying.
I mm, mm, I need to speak to tomorrow's dance. It may not be Songbird Rex, but I'm still very nice.
Absolutely. Why don't you follow me? I'll take you on in to see him.
Okay.
And he will walk you on in, walks you on through one of the admin offices. You'll see Songbird Rex.
Oops.
She kind of looks up. She looks at him like, he's like, it's okay. And he will walk you back to Tomorrow Dance's office.
I will do one thing when I pass her. I will make this.
Okay.
Because I think that's maybe on character. Or that's more Mirage. Mirage things would be in character. So.
And Inevitable will open the door and gesture for you to go in.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll step in and you realize that tomorrow's dance isn't here in his office.
Oh.
And that's when the hammer comes down on the back of your head.
Ooh. Can I just
So
run?
now, so that's the hard move here.
Mhm.
So I want you to mark an element,
Mhm.
or sorry, I say element, but I mean mood.
Yeah.
And then I think I want you to kind of to try and get control of the situation. We'll cut away, but let's have you do stay strong.
I do have the sword.
Yes, you do.
Mhm. What do I need to roll for this?
What do you want to roll it with?
What is that a move? Ah,
Stay
there it
strong
is.
is just
Okay.
below conflict.
Oh, nice. Okay. I will roll that with power, I think, because I have a sword, right? Still a 4. Okay.
And there's the sound of nothing as that sword hits the floor
Oh no.
because you've dropped it.
Oh
And
no.
I think there's that moment as you turn around, you're kind of feeling that strike. And you look at him, they look at you, and I think both of you look at the sword. And I think there's that moment where he starts to like dive to grab the blade. And we'll come back to you in just one moment. We're going to take our second short break, and then we're going to come back with Lord Bloom. So, Lord Bloom, you will head back to the theater. Is there anything you are doing? Like, what is your approach? Are you sneaking up? Are you boldly going? Are you using glamour? Are you doing something else?
I'm definitely using glamour. I'm disguising myself and I'm being very careful. Think I'm just like glamoring myself somewhere where I'm sure no one can see me. That's like a mile away. And then just walking there, pretending to be some other person, finding some reason just to pause there for a bit, and like very, very cautious.
Absolutely. I don't think we need to have you make the roll for the glamours unless something occurs. But you look like a just a nobody, just a usual street person walking along here, traveling. And you will get up to that block where the theater is at, and you will see that the sort of you have that kind of chain link fence thing with a little bit of gap there. You'll see that's kind of still a little bit open, but you'll see on the like front steps of the theater, they're kind of nice big walk up steps. You'll see this figure in a kind of an army jacket, dreadlocks, uh, medium olive complexion, seated there on the front steps, smoking, and in that way that says that he is waiting for someone.
I think, had we said that there was like a cafe across the street or something?
You have now.
Yeah. I'll
One of those little
stop.
bookstore cafes, like it's barely making it, but it's a used bookstore and cafe, and they do, folk music on the weekends and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I will stop there, like browse a bit, and buy a coffee and sit down at the cafe. Sit down and try to get a read on this person or see if someone shows up or if
That
they're waiting for
that feels
us.
like study.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. I think I think I'm rolling with calm because I'm trying to stay calm here.
Okay.
Which isn't ideal, but it's what makes sense. And that is a 5, so that's an XP. Yeah.
I think that as you are doing that, as you are kind of looking, and kind of trying to get a sense, you'll see that guy, he's been on his phone for a bit. He put it away, he puts it, and then you see him kind of stop, and his head tilts up, and he looks at you in that way that just makes absolute 100% eye contact from across the way. And he just looks at you. And eventually he goes,
Well, I guess I just pay at the cafe and walk over. It's like no sense in pretending.
see him stop. He looks, you see him watch you come out. He kind of looks, he looks at your hands, and then he maybe looks a little disappointed. And you come across the street. He doesn't get up, so he doesn't move towards you to close that distance. And you can get essentially onto the sidewalk outside the fence. And he says, I was really hoping you were going to bring me a coffee.
Well, I was really hoping to get back home without being hustled.
Not necessarily a hustler in the sense that you may be thinking of it, or even the literal sense. Not my biz. Are you a friend of Scales?
I am.
So my name is Macaulay. I don't know if he mentioned you to me, or me to you, the other way around, you know. Sorry.
Oh, are you that the person he had an altercation with the other day?
A misunderstanding. And I de-escalated the situation because it was a misunderstanding. And he was generous enough to not push the point. And I kind of owe him for that. So I heard some bad things, and I came here to maybe see if I could help out.
That's very generous of you.
It is A, not entirely without self-interest, and B, I do not like having outstanding debts that I cannot clear. It is
So
not
wise.
in my nature.
I'm sure.
So, yeah. So who are you precisely?
Ooh,
Are you another one of his kind? Are you pal? Are you a servant? Are you his boss?
we are. I don't know. Is there a formal term for
We
the
can use
kind of?
the changeling. We can use the term from changeling. Just call it a motley for the moment.
Yeah. We belong to the same motley.
Okay. So if I tell you some things, maybe you can pass that along to Scale.
I can do that.
Okay.
I cannot vouch for whether this will clear your debt or not. That's up to him.
That is a good point. Maybe I shouldn't tell you anything.
Well, I can't make you, but is there something I can...
We have a equivalent of hearts and minds with a conflict. That's when you kind of try to get something from somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Let's roll.
Okay.
So think I think I'm rolling with power here. I think I'm trying to get the most out of this.
Hey.
So 8.
So you get to pick 2.
So was this conflict?
This is conflict. Yeah. So the simplest way to do this would be to say you can get a string on him, essentially, that you can have him do what you want, kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So when your friend Scale came and interrupted me, I was trying to gather some things to put a genie back in the bottle.
Literal or figurative?
Sorry, figurative. Figurative about an abstract thing. I knew something was coming, that somebody had summoned something up, because that's what I know about. It's a family business. And I knew it was going to be bad. And the thing is, there are some swords flying around that got loose that are very dangerous. And there are some people, some very dangerous people, who are trying to gather them together.
We know about the swords. I didn't know that someone was looking for them.
Yeah. Do you know what the swords are for?
I've seen them kill people.
They're not here to kill people. They're here to kill dragons. And that's what we're going to cut. We see, I think, Scale standing there. We see Lean and Hungry Mike stand up. We see a mess of unnamed taken behind him. And I think the music probably starts to kick in there. We've got some industrial music for the soundtrack. I think that cuts to Squeak Tune seated there with Autumn and Mr. Pinch, and Mr. Pinch is talking and kind of leaning in, and Squeak Tune marks a point of sinking as you're engaging with this taker. And we'll resolve that next time. And then I think we see the office of our Court of Banners, and we see Inevitable and Mirage, and the sword on the floor, and that is about to go down. I think there's a musical stinger there. And then we cut back to Lord Bloom as he said that thing about dragons, and maybe we hear a rumble like a subway car passing underneath the street. And that is where we are going to take up next time. That's going to be our starting point for everything. Let's do our end of session moves. Scale, did you express your nature as the brute that you are?
I mean, I especially love the way. Can I give myself a star? That I do not take any precautions when I go to meet the new king, like that.
Absolutely, I think a point for that. and I think that scene early on with Mirage really felt like you were expressing your humanity. Does that feel right?
Yeah.
And we definitely saw you interact with your entanglements. So
Yeah.
so that's a full
Okay.
3 points. Lord Bloom, did we see you express your nature as a beloved?
Yeah, I mean, the way I talked about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a point for that, and I think it doubles up. I think it's you talked about your other self and your humanity. I think so. That's 2 points there. And we definitely saw you tangle with your entanglements there. So a full 3 points across the board. Squeak Tune, did we see you express your other self as a wilding?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Absolutely. Besides the pack ratedness, the coming out of the water, all of those lovely details. And I think your humanity and your conversations with Mirage and Lord Bloom, Scale, all three. So another point for that. And we definitely hit on entanglements there. So full 3 points. Let's come to Mirage. Mirage, did you express your other self?
I think so. Yeah.
I think certainly that and your humanity. I think that, but all those things in that initial scene and then several times throughout that first half, definitely. And I think we touched on your romantic entanglement there as well.
Yes, we did.
So a full 3 points.
Nice. I already took the advance that I got from all my misses. I just took a +1 to power.
Absolutely. So let's do just a quick stars for things you dug that you particularly liked, other players' stuff, and then wishes for things you want to see this session or the coming up or the next session after that. Donna.
I love this awkward tripod that we saw Squeak Tunes and Lord Bloom and Mirage have almost for the entire session. So that was I should really have gotten myself some popcorn and just sat and watched that, but wishes for next week, I guess there should be some ass kicking.
Okay.
But also maybe we want to see this kind of the threads of all these kind of greedy parties coming together and see what's going on there.
Absolutely. Andish?
Yeah, stars all around for all the interaction scenes. It was just really delightful, both the ones I were part of and the ones I watched. Was lot of very good, just emotional play. I just enjoyed it a lot, and all these cliffhangers at the end. That's really great. Love that, and we helped you a lot with that, just by everyone going in different directions.
Yes. Anything wishes wise?
Well, now I obviously want to see a dragon. So.
Okay. All right. Squeak Tune?
Start to the way that everyone reacted to the sword. I thought that was super interesting. It ended up being very interesting, and added a lot of nuance to everyone's characters. So I really enjoyed that. And then, which cutaway was it? That was so good. Oh yeah, lol, star to you for that moment when you described the office being empty and the hammer coming down, and then you cut away. That was just perfect. So star for that.
Anything wishes wise?
I wish to experience the sink, whatever happens when I mark. Oh, when I'm sunken. Yeah.
You're going to have a little emotional crisis, and you're going to get a new move as you kind of accept some of the taker's power.
Oh, that's so ironic. I love it.
Okay. And we'll start out with that. We'll get that resolved early on. If you want to look at the sunken moves, they're on that tab with the court and sunken moves, and consider which of those you want to draw from, which one is the mood that you're going to go down. Because once you've chosen that path, that will be the path that you're going to be in.
Oh, I thought it was tied to the court I was in. That's good.
No, you'll tie it to whatever mood you think is going to be the mood that is dragging you down.
Nice. I love that. Okay, cool.
And Sabine, stars?
Yeah, stars all around for the emotional scenes, and a special star for Squeaktoes for that little push. I really love that. And stars to you, Lowell, for the escalation all around. That was a lot of fun. And I'm not entirely sure if I should star as a dice room or not for all the XPs it gave me, but I mean, it would be nice to just succeed at one roll,
Yes.
maybe occasionally. But I feel I'm in a good place as a player, as a character, not so much. We might get to see that dungeon.
Anything special wishes wise?
No, I think I'm pretty, as a player, I'm pretty happy where I'm at.
Okay. And I don't usually do stars, but I do want to point out, so sometimes in like stars and wishes at the end of a session, players will go, oh, I want more RP and I want to do scenes with other players. And then when we get to the next week, like the players aren't ready for that, or they won't go into it, or they'll do other things they've forgotten that they want to do that. That did not happen this time. Like this was one of the first times where players asked for that at the end of the last session, and then you delivered. All of you delivered in that first half of the session in a dynamite way, in ways that not only explored your entanglements but deepened character. It moved the needle forward on several things, and was rich and interesting to watch across the board in the different combinations. So really, you all did a dynamite job with that. Like it was a pleasure to watch and manage, and to bring in the hard moves every once in a while. So good stuff. I am going to stop the recording